Welcome back. We're doing another graphic just from 0 to 100 in increments of 2, so 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 all the way through to 100. This was the first graphic I did and I didn't like the colours, I thought they were quite dark. So the second graphic I did, I brightened it up a little bit, but then I didn't like this at the bottom with my initials there, so I thought I'll take that out. And then I ended up with this graphic here from 0 to 100 with the needle. And then I decided that I would have this background here transparent as well as this. It's just that this software, Inkscape, when you actually do transparent, it actually shows it as a background. But you can actually, I did have this dial black on a background, but then I turned it off before I exported it. So I exported everything, note, the 2 graphic, the 4, when it's at 6, when it's at 8, when it's at 10. And you can see that here. If I go to my images that I brought into the supervisor, that's PX's images, here we go, pulse dial. So that's the first. You can see no background, it is transparent. And I thought that was nice because I can put my own background in if I want to, and my own colour depending on what theme I'm using. So I was more interested in the needle position than anything else. And as you can see, so I've got 50 of these because they're going up increments of every 2. So that's 100. So I haven't done, I could make the dial move much smoother by actually doing 100 of these. But it's quite a lot of work. But there again, you only need to do it once because you can easily copy and paste and put different dials in if you wanted to, and make it easier using the A to B function. What I mean by that is if I go to AX text file editor and you've got your A and B function here, so you can search for a particular name and replace it with another name, and you don't have to rewrite it all. As you can see, it's quite a bit of code there. So that's actually the code for these for this dial, by the way, the SVG code, because I saved them all in SVGs. If we get the code for the dial and go to AX text file editor, this is the code for dial. You might think it's not that much, but it is. This numeric to simple line that goes on and on and on right through to, that's a default file right through to there, dial 100, main dial 100. So yeah, it's quite a big file. In fact, if I took all that lot out, Control key C, in fact I've already done this with Notepad, I've already pasted it in there, but let's put it in there and then just do a format word wrap. It's quite a few points there, and that's only 50. If I was to do 100, that would be double that size naturally. But I might do that eventually, do a dial for 100. At least it'd be smoother, and I'll probably make the strokes smaller in between. I'll show you what I mean about that. And just leave that as it is, because I might paste that into the YouTube, so you could actually just take it out and you haven't got all that work to do. Right, dials. So yeah, we've got the dials there, and we've got our PX file there going around. And of course, all I'm using there at the moment is same as I did on my last one. In the logic, I'm using this graphic 50 pos, so I've put 50 there, 50 in there. I've changed that from 30 seconds to 1 minute, left that as default. So that's counting up and counting down triangle, waveform triangle. So that's that done. And what we need to do now is, with regard to the background, as you saw on that image, I've got a black background. Now that is because I pasted, not that. So that's it without the background. And you can't see that writing now there, so let's just change that to another colour like black, for example. And there you go, you can see that there. But again, you haven't got the numbers now because I put the numbers in white around there. I should have used probably yellow or use red, but I used white and I took snapshots of it in white. So I presume we could leave it like that, and if these were different numbers, I could write my own number in there. So I could do next label, and I don't know, if I put -20 for example there, not that that is -20, but I could write my own in there, duplicate that, and that would be -10. And then that one would be 0. So we could use it that way, using the same dial. All the way through. So there's that way of doing it. Now for the background, what I did is, I can never remember it, but I can always find it when I just search down. I think it begins with a B, it does, this one there. Niagara User Interface Framework and Shapes, and I go to Eclipse, bring an Eclipse across, and then just rescale it to what size we want, and then put it reorder to bottom. So that looks really horrible. Let's just take it out. No, let's leave them in for the moment. Let's just rescale this to try and make some sort of order of this around the clock. And that's across there like that. And then let's change this colour to, I don't know, maybe grey. Yeah, maybe not, you choose whatever you wanted to, but so you can have one clock, one colour. So say this was a temperature for chilled water, I would probably go with my background as a blue. And if this was a temperature for hot water, I would go my background as a light red. You can hardly see those there, but you can see these meters here, these numbers here. Maybe when I exported it, I shouldn't have put numbers in, because we can always, with Tridium, add our own numbers, and we could have actually brought them numbers in and onto the dial. So I think the next one that I do, if I do 100 one, which I know I'm going to do, I will basically take out the numbers, and I probably have the increments as just one colour, black probably, and don't do the red and the yellow. And then that way I can customise that to whatever I want within Niagara Tridium. And that meter, that needle, try and make it so it's, you can see it clicking across like a clock. I want to try and make it as smooth as possible. So that would be a case of, well, adding the extra 50 more points in between would, from 0 to 100, adding the, instead of going 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, going 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that would make it a lot smoother. But yeah, I think I will, for my next clock, I would do that. Is there anything else I need to show you? I don't think so. I think you have seen it all. Put any comments in the bottom and let's upload this to YouTube. Let me just change that back to a black. And let me change that writing back to white. And that would do me for now. Okay, thank you for watching as usual. If you can subscribe, I would appreciate it. Thanks again for watching.